I wanted to clarify sort of my position, and I know that not you weren't intending to do this, Alexandra, but you said a few things that I just wanted to make sure it's not taken for granted. Okay, so number one, I think many of us are not like we're not invested in Tesla because of the mission, and we're thinking, oh, I don't care what happens to my money. I'm just here to support the mission. That is not the case. This is an investment. Okay. This is my money. This is important for me that it goes up. It so happens that it's a mission-driven company. So for me, that is a nice to have. At the end of the day, I look at investment. Okay. Number two, I look at the company and the product. I don't look at the quarterly stock movement. And so if I look at the company and the product, there's two major metrics I'm following, right? The transition to EV revolution, step one. Next two would be the transition to sustainable energy, to energy storage. Step three would be bots, right? Step four would be robo-taxi and all those wonderful possible things that can happen. But let's just stick with auto for now. The transition to EV revolution, is that happening? Is it still happening? It happens to be a macro recession, so it's going to be depressed. But is this going to be what's going to happen for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Yes. Then I look at the company and the product, and Tesla is absolutely killing it. They are an execution machine. Okay, maybe not an earnings machine this year, but an execution machine. Left, right, and center. Factories going up, factories winning. Okay, so now you ask me, I just buy everything that Elon said. Not true. I think I've communicated many times here that I don't consider myself an Elon acolyte. There's a lot of things about what he says that I don't agree with. There's things that happen in the earnings call that I don't agree with. Having said that, there's a lot of things you guys have said and other people have said that I don't agree with. Like, Elon or Christian will say that, I've lost confidence in the management. Well, we can dive deep on whether or not you should or should not have lost confidence in the management. At the end of the day, I step back and I think, are they building the factories, are building the product that's going to not only win the market, but win big, like beat the entire friggin' competition out of the field. That is all happening like crazy. I do not want my executives of my company that I'm investing in to be incented by quarterly stock movement. You had a quote there one time, Christian. You said that that you've lost confidence in management because they have not taken care of the shareholders. Well, then I ask you the question: is it shareholders for short term or shareholders for next year and forever? That's what I care about. I want to incent the management to worry about the performance of a company each year and onward. In a macro year, this company has killed it. We can talk a little bit. I have lots of thoughts about volume versus margin.
We'll go longer today.
Yeah.
Well, let me respond
all those
to
kind
that
of things.
because you just asked me. Can I just quickly respond?
You will get a chance. I'll give you the chance to respond. So I just want to be clear that I'm not saying that everything management says I buy into. It's like the funny thing is when somebody says to you, "Oh, don't you realize that the world's about to crash? There's going to be this company's about to fall, all that kind of stuff." When you say things that are fear driven.
No one said that. Wow, I didn't say anything. I didn't say
not you. I didn't say you. But when people say things like that, it's like you sound so smart. And for somebody like me who's like optimistic, the word that they'll use is you're being very naive. I'm not being naive. The world is crazy. Did you predict that a war was going to come? Not you, Christian. Did you predict that macro was going to come? No. But no one can predict one way or the other either. It's going to happen. So, and just to be clear, what I'm doing with my investment here. I pick great companies that have great potential for great margins and great growth, and they're doing incredible execution that's going to win an entire market, right? Now, I cannot predict. And you can say that you can predict what's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. I can't do that. Maybe you say you can. And so I'm not going to bother. Now, I don't also have a problem, by the way, with trimming. I don't have an issue with trimming and selling, buying and selling here and there. So when somebody says, "Oh, you're being naive, can't you see?" I give you then the next probably 90%, if I had to guess, in the next 6 months, stock's going to fall. Tesla stock will fall in the next 6 months. That's my guess, 90% chance. And that, yes, I can clearly see that there's going to be margin compression. All of that is very clear at this point. But I might trim to play. But in the bulk of my investment, I'm not going to move it out. I'm not going to move. And by the way, everybody, I'm not saying my strategy is better than your strategy. Every one of us is different, and you're smarter than I am in some cases. But I think I kind of just my own perspective of what I want to do, I feel very comfortable. There's a lot of data to prove that time in the market is better than timing the market. And I know you DM me, or you were DMing us saying that that's a pithy statement. Yeah, you said it's a pithy statement. But the other pithy statement is buy low and sell high. That's pithy.
No, not a pithy statement. Not a pithy.
It's a
It's
I actually gave you the statement. I'll define the statement what I said when you're done.
Yes, you will. But I mean, my point being that somebody, when I say something like, time in the market is better than timing in the market. And but at the end of the day, who are the greatest investors in the entire history of the world? It'll be Warren Buffett. It'll be Peter Lynch. It will be anybody you mention. Books have been written on this that, you pick several handful of stocks that have incredible, management, incredible product, incredible market. I've talked about this a lot of time. The most important thing is the market. If the market is changing, it almost like you can pick the worst management, the worst product, but if the market is growing along, they'll still succeed, right? Companies will still float the boat up. You'll have a better chance of succeeding with your investment. So anyways, I'm just saying that I just want to be super clear that I'm not being blind about what I'm doing. And we could talk a lot about confidence in management. I do want to address that. And I do want to talk about strategy, volume versus pricing, and why Tesla did what they're doing, that I'd rather have them today have lower margins and higher volumes than the opposite. If they had decided last year, when Elon had already foreseen that a recession was coming, they could have easily said, hey, I just launched my gig at Berlin and I launched my gig at Texas, but you know what? Recession's coming. I'm going to slow down my production. They could have made that decision. But if they did, by the way, what would have happened to the stock? It would have just crashed anyways, because they're no longer growing at 50%, not even 30%. And so I'd rather have growing at 30 to 50% with lower margins, but think about what it's doing to the competitors, to the mindset of the consumer. For me, I stopped and thought about it immediately after it happened. I'm like, this is great. This is exactly what I would have done if I was executive of this company. I want to invest in a company that's thinking what's going to happen next year, a year from now, not, I'm going to crash the stock in 3 months because my margins are lower. This is kind of like my position. And yeah, we got so much to talk about, but I just want to be clear. I'm not being naive, and I'm not just being mission driven. This is a fantastic stock. It might fall in the next 6 months, but doesn't mean I'm no longer in any way thinking that this company is not going to make me a ton of money a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And we can talk about why I think that.